Good day. My name is Klen Laus. I'm a partner at Triniti Law Firm Estonia, and I am honored to present you a short insight of the main legal developments in Estonian law, court practice, and the business climate. So, first of all, the business law related changes in law. I would like to key point some out. First, there are changes in the commercial law. Usually we have a makeover every 2 or 3 years, and some main changes to come into force in 2023-24 are the following. First, the demand for the minimal share capital, which is usually for a limited liability company 2,500 euros, is abolished. This still means that in case of bankruptcy, the shareholders are liable to that extent, to this 2,500 euros, but they are not obligated to pay it in as a share capital. Secondly, we will have a change whereby the shareholders list will be kept by the commercial register, not the management board anymore. This means that in selling your shares, you don't need to prove how you acquired those shares anymore. The notary can rely on the public data available from the register. And third, we will have a right to reserve a business name and a right to decide the time when the register will make an entry. This is really useful in case of mergers or divisions, when you want to set an exact date, for example, the 1st of January. Then you can already do that in advance. There are also significant changes in Reorganization Act and Bankruptcy Act. The goal was to make both procedures more flexible, quicker, and also more effective. These changes are a result of almost 5 years of brainstorming, analyzing, and also development of legislation. So it's we'll see that the process of this two laws, the amendments, they have been really thorough and long, and hopefully it will give a good kickstart to these areas. Third of all, we have also significant changes in the employment law. The law was adopted in 2009. At that time, it was a really innovative, good law, but it is not really up to date today, or wasn't. And there were some changes in the law, but not significant makeovers. And the changes that were adopted in April and August this year, they are due to the EU directives that are applicable, as well as to make the employment law more corresponding to market needs. And we also had some changes, for example, regarding part-time work, remote work, flexible work time, and also, for example, equal treatment of employees. So significant changes in that field. We also have developments regarding litigation. The courts in Estonia are overloaded with cases. That was already pre-COVID, but due to COVID, it has even got worse. Especially Tallinn and Tartu, the two biggest cities, the courts are pretty overloaded. Although we in Estonia have like one of the shortest case handlings in Europe, the medium or usually a procedure length is about 300 days. In Tallinn, even more, and the numbers are rising. The reasoning for it is, from one side, the cases are becoming more and more complicated. We have more court practice, and on the other side, also the state court has stated several times that the court, first instance court handling the case, has to be more thorough, as well as make certain or find out every possible argument one or the other party has. So we'll see what the future brings on that field. Secondly, we have shortage of judges. Although the number of unfilled positions is not large, it's about 5% of the judges. The senior judges to be retiring in the next few years, and the younger lawyers, they are not really attracted to the judge occupation or working in court, and probably it will be an issue in the next few years, as approximately 25% of the judges are eligible to retirement by 2027. So in 5 years' time, it will be probably a big issue. And the state is already tackling it, how we can make the litigations more simpler, or even minimize the number of court procedures. The third bigger change is that there is a change in motion, change in law is in motion to make the court procedures 100% paper-free. Now, at this point, this is like we have a hybrid court procedures, meaning that the courts, the judges, they have both on paper as well as electronically all the documents and evidence. But the state is really pushing to make the court cases, civil court cases, at least 100% paper-free. There are pros and cons. Both the representatives of the parties, lawyers, attorneys, as well as judges, they are not really fond of going 100% paper-free, because in vast court cases, the parties and then the judge still prefer to review the documents on paper. We'll see where it ends up. I'll also give you a short pick of the court cases we have had in the Estonian higher instance courts for the last year or so. First of all, ESG, as this is one of the main topics today. There are no significant higher instance court cases regarding governance. However, there are cases regarding environmental aspect, mainly NGOs or local residents fighting over nature conservation, and among other arguing that the entrepreneurs who wish to either set up a wind farm or a factory, they are not environmentally acting environmentally friendly. Regarding the social aspect, there are several disputes that have been and are still ongoing regarding unequal treatment of employees. Also, there are several court cases regarding or as an aftermath of COVID, regarding, for example, the right for remote work or the consequences of remote work. Also, dismissal of employees to non-vaccination. So this this probably will be also for the few years to come matter that will end up in courts. Outside of courts, the ESG is a very popular theme. We are talking about green loans, meaning that there are several banks who give out loans on better conditions if the funds are being used for by the right loanees and then for the right purpose. Also, there are sustainable investment portfolios, code of conduct, as this was a few years ago. I think for major companies, that's not the case anymore. Also, smaller and medium-sized companies, they are drafting their own code of conducts as part of their ESG policy. And also the social impact or sustainability report for larger firms due to CSRD is getting more and more headlines. So we are talking about the ESG. Every second day you can find in daily newspapers some article about sustainability, equal treatment, or other ESG related matters. What's also hot in Estonian courts is crypto. It's still a hot theme, and then for the last few years, many cases already have ended up in court. The main things are, for example, entrepreneurs fighting with the financial inspection unit over licensing and also restriction of business. Entrepreneurs, they are really angry over the financial inspection unit being too strict, but every coin has the other side. So last week we had news of a criminal case, including almost €500 million crypto scam. So the crypto-related disputes probably will be a talking point for the years to come. Also, there are several court cases also in our firm about cryptocurrency and then tokens as being the means of payment, and then how to present your demands, not in fiat, but in cryptocurrency. So this is also a hot thing. Regarding IP and IT, I picked out two cases from our firm. First of all, Estonian Performers Union versus a dance club called Urban Style. There is a dispute over performers' royalty, and this dance club calls itself a school and acts as an NGO, and therefore is on the opinion that it doesn't have to pay the royalty. We have had two decisions from the state court and third time pending. So still, this is an ongoing case, but as it is, we are winning, meaning the performers are entitled to demand the royalties, also from schools or so-called schools. And this case has really had impacts in media, from one side, media coverage, and also it won the 2022 Managing IP Awards as the Estonian Impact Case of the Year. So we'll see where this case ends up in. The other big case in Triniti Estonia regarding IP/IT is SNB React, which is a company protecting brand owners against counterfeit trade against one civil person who owned number of IP addresses. And in this case, after receiving a preliminary ruling from the European Court, the Estonian state court decided that an internet service provider is solidarily liable with the online shops selling fake goods, to which it provided IP address rental and registration services. This means that people owning the IP addresses, they are liable even if they don't know what what exactly is being sold on those web pages. They should be inspecting them. They cannot hide behind the argument that I only own the IP address and I don't know what happened on the web page. So this is also a case that has got good coverage, not only in Estonia, but also outside of Estonia. So those are two groundbreaking cases we have had in the last few years. I hope this short overview has given you something useful. And should you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. So, viso quiero, and please enjoy your conference. Thank you.